is a major problem we have in this country. Our leaders want to come to power, but they don't have the spirit of being open-minded. I think the time has come for us to have a change of mindset. That same place I went to, permit me to just use my voice, please. That same place I told you I traveled to, and something drew my mind, drew my attention. The government was supposed to construct a road to this my brother, directly opposite me. But before we can get to this road, my brother, stand here. Stand here. What's the name? Alamin. Before I can get to, what's the name? Yes. Nafiu. Before I can get to Nafiu, I must pass through Alamin. So I stood on a bridge and I saw something that drew my attention. So I called my friend. I said, why didn't that government pull down Nafiu's house to get to Nafiu to get to Alamin? He said, no. He said, this government here, they are very transparent in everything they do. There's nothing hidden. You know what they do? Because this man refused to allow government touch his ancestral house, just one small bungalow. They had to go this way, meander. As they meandered, before they go to Nafiu's place, please sit down. They are very transparent. And even with that, you know what they did? They still gave him pipe-borne water to his house, even though he fought government. What are we saying? Transparency is a very big thing. And it's unfortunate that in this part of the world, we are yet to get there. And that's why I told you, we, our age, have disappointed you. We are looking up to you to change our mindset about governance. We have disappointed you. We are your problem. Because when we are at your age, we are saying we are the youth, we are the leaders of tomorrow. And when we had the privilege, we never used it. Because we were not open-minded. We don't open up to you. So we have problem of transparency because it's an endemic thing. It's almost like a tradition that we need to change, and it takes you. And if you look at what I was talking about, advocacy and activism in my paper, that is where you guys can come in. It's a tradition, it's a culture that we must change. Even sometimes when I was dean at my faculty, they had 1 million. We were having problem among themselves. We don't know how this man is spending our money. Among SUJ, is it SUJ or whatever you call them? They were having problem. They will gather themselves in my office. This man, we are going to impeach him. We don't know how he's spending our money. So it's an endemic thing. We must change our mindset. It goes beyond being an academic exercise. No. We must talk to ourselves. So transparency can only come when we decide that enough is enough. I can decide to walk into this structure and ask the man, okay, how much is this structure? And how, you know what's happening between Lagos, is it Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway? Yes, you know what happened between the Minister of Works and the Governor of of Oyo State? They say, how much do you use in building 1 kilometer? You see, somebody wanted to know, how can you spend about 1.something billion to build 1 kilometer? That's where the transparency comes. We must change our mindset. And he talked about accessibility. That's the first challenge you go through. The law is there to back you up, my brother. Maybe when he comes, he can sign the relevant session that talks about it. It used to be a bill. It can be signed into law. That you can walk into any office and say, I want this information. You can say we won't give you, but this is what the law says. And you can stand your ground if you have the courage. Look for the relevant situation. I can't cite it now, unfortunately. Say, the law says I should have access to the information. You can walk into any office. You don't need to be a journalist. So that's the problem journalists people go through. And that's why I told you, everybody must advocate to be a citizen what? Journalist. You can walk into any place and say, I want to know how much. And that was why I was making reference to my brother here. He said, this is what he got. And this is how he's going to spend the money across four schools. It's your right, my brother. It's your right. When I was going to finish my tenure, unfortunately, I was addressed as a dean. I finished my tenure as a dean. Okay? So I'm no more dean. I'm a of communication. I'm now a director. Okay? So when I was going to hand over, I had to give a financial account of how I spent the faculty fund in the last 2 years. He said, I can't, if I don't do that, I'm not a responsible person. So the next day, even if it's not a day, a staff of the department can walk into this office. Please, secretary, we want to know how Professor Ayo spent our fund in the last 2 years. It's our right to know. Why? Because you have the law backing you. So as a youth, you have the energy. You have the energy. Don't forget the age bracket I gave you. 18 to what? 35. So you can do and undo. There are some things I can't even deal with now if I try it out in the hospital. But you can do it. You have the energy. You can wait. You can go and sit with mosquito. If he doesn't give me the information, but not what I'm about. That's the activism you're talking about. It's your right to get information. And once you get it, I know you can use it deliciously. But that's why I say it's a major challenge. But you must find a way to meander your way to achieve what you want to achieve. So on this note, I have another class online now that I must attend. It's a privilege to be with you, and I hope to see you very soon.
Thank you very much, Prof. Before you go quickly, our Project League would like to also throw a little question, but while we're in that process, we have a package for you for appreciation. We know we cannot pay you for all the knowledge imparted, but we have a Benji.
Of the greatest Nigerian students, yes. Of the greatest Bosa, Yoda Bosa, Rimo Swaga, Aluta Yakata, Asata, Maluda Ikabade, of the greatest Babom, of the greatest Munagodia, of the greatest Mundida representation, fundamental message to our prof. Bosa. One friends enemies.
Corona. Sir, Daddy, thank you for this great presentation. We are honored for your time, despite your schedules, to manage to come here and deliver very justice presentation. While you started, there is something that you have said, which I did not capture in my video. Please, if we want you to spare some time, there is something that you grab attention about the difference between youth in Europe, in the world, in United Nations, and Europe and youth in Africa, particularly Nigeria. You said it, but I did not capture it. Please, we want you to cover it so that people will wake up and aware, please.
I said, who is a youth? And I said, there are two different perspectives to who a youth is. In the world, they say somebody is a transition between childhood and what? Adulthood. And we used to have a definition that is between 15 and 23, 24. That's how the world sees it. But you have international organizations like the African Union. I said, in the context of Africa, the African Union, which we belong, say a youth is between what age? 18 and 35. And I said, if I do an average of the age here, I think the average, if I'm right, should be between 23 and 24. If I do average here. So in the context of African Union, not European Union, a youth is between 18 and what? 35. And I believe in this place, I don't know if I'm true, it's just me and Badisa that are both 35. So everybody here is a youth. Not my certificate. So I don't know if that captures it. Thank you very much.
I think they are engineer YouTube. I think.
So, considering our small budget and how the program is, actually we have no money to pay our father, but appreciation is something. As such, we must appreciate the effort of our father, and even though it is small and it will not reach his standard, but we are asking please our father, please accept our appreciation of what you did for us, and we hope the people will collaborate and continue building the youths as you already on the track before. We appreciate your report. So as such, we are presenting our certificate of appreciation to our father.
Okay, yes, please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof.
Please enjoy your speech.
This was the beginning. While Prof was presenting his paper, we received the presence of the Assistant Registrar, who is here on behalf of the Registrar. We will receive Barrister Abdul Muttalib Idris S. He's here with us. Please put your hands together for Barrister. Thank you very much for coming, sir, and we look forward to our conversation with you. So, who is motivated to walk into the local government, his or local government, and ask, demand for accountability? All of us. That is the energy. That is the energy. And you see, why is this important? It's because we are young people, and just like Prof said, and we wouldn't expect Prof or Barrister to be the people or their peers or their age bracket to be the ones asking for it. Because right now, at this point, they are trying to see out the rest of their career while we are coming. They're trying to pass the mantle down to us, and then it's incumbent upon us to do what we need to do. And let me tell you why we need to do this, because it is bad at our level. If it continues like this, our children, their children is going to be worse. At the end of the day, we'll probably end up with a new country. That is the problem. So right now, we that are here are privileged to be here, understand that we have a huge responsibility on our heads to do what we need to do or what we have to do for our communities. And just like Prof said, the information is out there. I'm sure Barrister will come to our discussion, is going to also highlight that. But right now, Kaduna is the first and only sub-national that has adopted the Open Government Partnership. And with the Open Government Partnership comes thematic areas. And part of that, one of the thematic areas is what? Access to information. Anything that is public information is free and accessible. What do? You have the FOI Act, Freedom of Information Act, that is being domesticated around. I think Kaduna has domesticated it, where you can walk into any ministry, department, agency, or commission, write a letter and say you are seeking social information or social project or social allocation or social funds. What has been done with these funds? What is the quality of the project? If it's a construction infrastructure, what is the bill of quantity, so you can know how much was given for the blocks, cement, and how much quality or standard has been given for that project. Now, this is what we need to do as young people. We do not have the luxury of saying, Allah. We cannot say Allah Isa, because God is not going to come down and change the story or narrative for us. The Mandator is going to judge them. But while we are here, it is incumbent, it is compulsory, it is our duty to ask these questions, seek for accountability and transparency, and also actively engage in participatory governance. So, at this point, if there are no more resource or contributions, I'm going to call on the president of the Kaduna State Student Union Council Chapter to give us a brief goodwill message, and then we bounce into the panel discussion with our discussant, Barrister Abdul Muttalib and the engineer Osman Hayatu, which I am so excited about, because these two individuals and Prophet are going to do justice to the topic in focus. Now, please, may I humbly welcome or invite to the podium let me introduce him. All right, thank you. May I probably invite Comrade Naziru Isaac, aka Boko, the president of KATSU Council Chapter, to give us a good message. So now you can do your chanting and put your hands together for the president.
Yes, Nigeria student,
Praise.
and of the greatest Nigeria student,
Praise.
and of the greatest Bosa.
Bosa.
Supremo Swaga. Aluta Yakata. Yakata Agency. Emergency Rigadu. And of the greatest Nigerian student.
Thank you very much. It says that once a comrade is always a comrade. So I will not start anything without me chatting a little with my fellow comrades. Of the greatest booster, another booster, Supremo Swaga, Aluta Pandora. I want to say,